going on CBS Sports Radio to do the 1 hour show that we do every single Wednesday here at 10 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to get started with a little Q&A, you and me only, and then we're jumping on CBS Sports Radio in T-minus 12 minutes, so get ready. This is the Fantasy Football Show with Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
What is up, guys? Super glad to have you for this episode of the Fantasy Football Show with Smitty. And we're going live on CBS Sports Radio like we do every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Matthew in the house, Grant in the house, Oliver, Luke, Michael, not first this time, but Michael's here. W, Mitch, Lucas, Grant, Marco, Cameron, Elijah, you're all in the house already. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Week 8, fantasy football, your questions, my answers. Russ, Bliss will answer. We'll get at it, and I'll do a little bit of a Q&A at the end. But this is going to be a fun show. There's a lot to talk about. Good gracious, man. I have Pat Mahomes hurt. I have Alvin Kamara hurt. And I have Zeke Elliott on a bye. In like 5 to 7 of my leagues, I can't even think right now about it. It makes me depressed. I have literally my 4 big guns out this week. Fortunately, Elliott's not hurt. He's just on a bye. But damn. Hurting this week. Hopefully Kamara comes back, gets healthy, and goes on a tear. Pretty good buy low candidate moving forward, I think, Alvin Kamara. I think they will potentially rest him. We'll take a look at the news here. I'll kill the music. Take a look at the news, see if they've ruled him out or not. Call me crazy, but I'm starting Emmanuel Sanders, says Marco. Is Kamara out? I'm looking to see if we got an update. As of right now, it's kind of up in the air. I imagine, if I had to guess, they will sit him because then they go into the bye week. So why not rest him another week after how good Lat Murray did? Super chat from Jeremy already. Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy gets to interrupt the show because he super chatted, and that's how that works. Ty Johnson, worth a reach. Definitely, Jeremy, but depends on who you got to cut. So hit me with that, and I can better help you. But definitely pick him up. He's the number 1 pickup of the week. Until they trade for Drake, and, who knows what happens at that point. Kamara. Looking up Kamara. Alvin Kamara remained sidelined for Wednesday's practice. Jared Cook also sat out. Let me see if I can plug in here. I'm going to plug in here. And split screen this bad boy. And we'll go over the news. All right, let me kill iTunes. It's trying to open, as it always does. All right, so Alvin Kamara, sidelined for Wednesday's practice. Jared Cook, ankle, also sat out. It's concerning that Kamara hasn't practiced in nearly 2 weeks. But New Orleans' recent move in releasing backup Zach Zener suggests the former is simply bidding a few more. Except it looks like Lat Murray would remain in line for all the bell cow work if Kamara's ruled out. Going into the bye, not this week, the next week, I imagine their game plan is, why don't we maybe sit Kamara for one more week, go into the bye week, and then have him completely healthy. I think I'm a little dark here. Let me get the lights on. Actually, what's better, that? You guys like that better? Or that? Big Jim. Big Jim with the super chat. Big Jim says, Mason Rudolph or Sam Darnold. Mahomes is hurt. I'd probably go Sam Darnold. He won't have the matchup he had every week, so give him a break. At least in this situation. I mean, I don't like Sam Darnold that much, but I think he's got a better shot than Mason Rudolph. So I would go Sam Darnold. That would be my choice. Let's go into the other news. See what else is up. Drew Lock not ready to go right now. Debo Samuel limited at practice. MVS practices fully. Adams' toe did not practice again. Damn it, Adams, get in there. Josh Jacobs is questionable. Jacobs exited to the locker room for a brief period in Week 7, but was able to return and finish the game. Gruden nixed the idea of this injury being a light one, though, stating his rookie running back was shot up in order to keep playing and didn't rest Wednesday. Okay, so it didn't rest Wednesday as a precaution. Not looking good for Jacobs, but not necessarily ruled out yet. More super chatting. You guys are animals. Why is my trackpad not working? Nothing's working this week, I swear. Marvin Jones, a must start over Sutton. At this point, yeah. At this point, I do believe you got to pick up, or you got to start Marvin Jones. I picked up Edmonds and Ty Johnson. They're better starts than Monty and Damian Williams at this point, question mark. The answer to that is yes. Edmonds is not only a better start, Edmonds is a potential top 10 running back. Top 5 to 10 normally, but this matchup makes him a top, I don't know, 7 to 10. He's a running back 1. It's funny, and Cody, don't take us the wrong way, but it's hilarious how many people literally message me on my Ask Smitty feature on sleeperu.com and be like, hey, should I start Edmonds and they give me like a flex option. Like, Edmonds is a running back 1 until further notice. Edmonds is that good. I think the lighting's a little off here. So let me light up the place a little bit. Christian Kirk limited on Wednesday. Watkins. Oh, and I think I had another super chat. Sorry. I might have to unplug the news here in a second. My trackpad needs to be plugged in. It's going crazy. So thank you, Jeremy, for the super chat, and congratulations on owning. Or that wasn't Jeremy. That's Cody. Jeremy, thank you for the super chat. Marvin Jones is the guy I play, but you wouldn't be crazy to start Sutton either. Thank you, Andrew, for the super chat. Just traded away Carson and Lindsey for Fournette. Was that good? I mean, Carson and Fournette are kind of equals in my mind. They both have risk. They both have upside. And then you're throwing in Lindsey. So I don't know that I would have traded both of them away, but I don't know that it's a bad move either. I feel like it's like, it could go either direction on that. Thank you, Big Jim, again for the super chat. Thank you all who have super chatted. Let me make sure Skype is open because CBS will be calling here shortly. Skype is open. Edmonds, start Edmonds. If you own Edmonds, you have a running back 1. Everybody. And this question here. Dylan, don't make me do it.
Take a lap, take a lap, take a lap, take a lap.
Dylan, that deserves maybe 2 plays of that because Edmonds or Jordan Howard. Were you not listening to what I just said, Dylan? You have yourself a running back 1. Jordan Howard can't sniff running back 1 numbers. I guess because you're asking rest of season, maybe I should pipe down a little bit. We don't really know, what's going to happen with DJ, but the fact that they brought in Zener and Alfred Morris and signed both of them, does that not concern you? Because that concerns me if I'm a DJ owner, which I'm not. I don't have any shares of DJ, thankfully. In 14 leagues, I have no shares of David Johnson. Call it not trusting him at his ADP. I liked him. I'm not going to lie. I said to people I thought he'd have a good year. I think I posted a bunch of early stuff on him when he was like a late first rounder, but top of the second in like January, February. His ADP was not always in the top 5 to 7. It was not. People are doubting him big time. As he climbed up into the 5 spot, I'm like, Dalvin Cook! Go get Dalvin Cook. Way over DJ. So that's why I have 0 shares in DJ. Not because I doubted him and thought he would bust, but that I didn't like him anywhere near his climbing 4th and 5th overall value, especially as Zeke Elliott started to hold out and Zeke remained in my top 4, people started to rank DJ in the top 4. And only one person on this planet Earth had him in their number 1 spot, though, right? You know who you are, and you're probably watching. Chubb or Josh Jacobs or Fournette. I go Chubb, ... Josh Jacobs, ... Fournette. Edmonds, Lat Murray, Chubb, Josh Jacobs. I need this to start 3. I think you go Edmonds. I think you go Lat Murray if he's starting, and you go Chubb because Jacobs is kind of banged up. 7. There you go, bro. Parker, I need your help badly, Smitty. DJ for Bell or DJ for Cup, Kamara, and Tate. DJ and Cup for Kamara and Tate. DJ for Bell's kind of a okay move. I don't know that, Bell has some risk, but that's a good question. Maybe I'll keep that on the screen to ask Russ right off the bat. I like that question. I like it. Malcolm Brown absent from practice again. You guys see that right here? Kamara, Jared Cook, already read that one. Josh Gordon sent to IR or uninjured reserve. They may cut Josh Gordon, and the injury isn't apparently all that severe, and he might land with another team very, very soon. So while you might want to cut him, you might want to. Yes, I know Edmonds is playing New Orleans, but how do you sit him after what he just did? Michael, that was a pot shot. Absolutely. And he's watching. I know it. I'm going to look right at him. Staring at you. You know who I'm talking about. Josh Gordon might land with another team. That'll be interesting. I'm a little biased because I'm a Lions fan. I don't know what you're talking about, Cameron, but you're helping out Doobie. I appreciate it. Now, CBS is calling in T-minus 1 or 2 minutes. Let's light the candles up in the haunted mansion here. Should I trade DJ for Fournette? I'm not a big Fournette guy, but I'm kind of feeling like that might be a safer move. It might even give you time to navigate into an even better, safer position because DJ might leave you hanging in a matter of moments. It could be, I'm not saying to go sell him for dirt cheap because what if he comes back and you're looking at a potential totally loss in value on, by selling low. Let me get Edward up a little bit so you can see Edward. Attaboy, Edward. But this might be a case where if you trade at the right time. There's CBS calling. Hold on. This is Smitty.
Smitty, I'm going to put you on hold. We'll be with you in like 2 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thanks.
All right, so we're going to get on into but if you don't trade DJ at the right time, you might be left with nothing. Whereas if you get into Fournette now, who I don't like, you end up you buy yourself time because Fournette's not going anywhere right now. He might get hurt at any moment too. But DJ might leave you totally hanging. Mitch with the super. Mixon or Jamal Williams. What the? Mitch, I can't tell you to take a lap, Mitch. And who knows? Jamal could gain some kind of crazy value. Anything's possible, bro. But even a struggling Mixon is getting way more looks than Jamal Williams. So do not sit Mixon for Jamal yet. If Aaron Jones went down or something, then now we're talking. But no, we're talking about a backup that may or may not play versus a guy that is playing like crap, but he's the featured running back in a bad offense, but he's the featured guy. He's also a guy you spent a second-round pick on, I'm sure, right? So, no. My answer is no, Mitch. But I do appreciate the super chat, my friend.
Fantasy football fanatics, it's time to get into the Red Zone. Talking fantasy football in the NFL with Russ Bliss on AM 1580 The Fanatic and also on 99.3 FM.
Can you guys hear that okay?
The Red Zone is brought to you by Santisi Brothers Pizzeria and Sports Grill. Located in the Bell Canyon Pavilions just west of I-17 on Bell Road. Santisi Brothers features award pizzas, wings, classic Italian dinners, boar's head subs, burgers, baby back ribs, fresh seafood, and much more. Santisi Brothers also has a sports fan's ultimate viewing experience. Wide of sports. Over 50 flat-screen high-def televisions on one wall and over 100 flat-screen HD TVs in all. There's a game room with pool tables, dartboards, and weekly poker tournaments. For more info on nightly specials and events, go to SantisiBrothers.com or like Santisi Brothers on Facebook. Remember, if it ain't Santisi Brothers, forget about it. Now it's time to enter the Red Zone. Here's your host, NFL and fantasy football analyst, Russ Bliss.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Red Zone on a Wednesday evening on 1580 AM, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. I'm Russ Bliss live at Santisi Brothers Pizzeria and Sports Grill, where I'm at every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evenings, inviting you to come on out and play the free Fantasy Football Challenge. It's a game that we do every week. It's a brand new game every week. It's the original one fantasy football contest that I created about 20 years ago, and all you got to do is come out here to Santisi Brothers and fill out a roster. It's free to play. All you got to do is choose a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a kicker, and if you got one of the top 3 scores of all entries that I received for the week, you get cash loaded onto your Santisi Brothers VIP card. $50 for first place, $30 for second, $20 for third, but the only place you can play, Santisi Brothers Pizzeria and Sports Grill. Located at 2710 West Bell Road, that's just west of I-17 on Bell Road in the Bell Canyon Pavilions. I am always inside the restaurant. I am just before the entrance to the game room, and I am always easy to spot. I've always got a classic Rams jersey on. Tonight I have got my classic blue number 13 Kurt Warner jersey. So you have until 8 o'clock tonight to get out here. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am not on the air. I am still out here at Santisi Brothers. I am here from 5 until 7. On Wednesdays, I'm here from 6 until 8. Those are the times you can come out and fill out a free fantasy challenge entry. Now, it's hour number 2. That means from the fantasyfootballshow.com and sleeperu.com, our good buddy Smitty is on the line with us. Smitty, how you doing this week, my friend?
I'm good, Russ. I've had better weeks because I'm heading into week 8 and I literally play 14 or I think it's 14. I don't even count because it gets depressing counting them all. But 14 leagues and about 4 to 6 of them, I have a combination, if not all 3, of Mahomes and Kamara, who are both hurt right now, and Zeke Elliott on a bye. So I'm looking at a skeleton crew across the board in a lot of my leagues. So I'm just hoping for a quick healing Kamara, maybe some miracle for this week. And then, Pat Mahomes, same thing. They haven't ruled him out entirely for this week. He's probably not going to play. But, man, maybe he comes back. He's a young guy. And as long as they don't feel like that kneecap's going to pop out again, they might run him out again early.
Everyone thinks that our rosters are just loaded and we can just, we'll handle it with injuries and whatnot. But in reality, we suffer from the exact same problems that every other fantasy football player has out there, and that's the injury bug. So let's turn our attention first to free agents to target for this week for those who have got bye week or injury problems. Who are some of the players that you're going out and looking at on the waiver wire and saying, I'll snatch him up and I'll plug him in this week?
Yeah, so every week it progressively gets harder and harder and harder to pick up solid contributors off the waiver wire, which is why I tend to advise people, Russ, to go and spend a lot of their waiver dollars early on. And if you haven't yet, you do blow your entire wad on a Chase Edmonds when they become available. Now, typically, I think a player at his level where he may be nothing in 2 weeks, I highly doubt it. I think they still use a committee at some capacity, but he has a really good chance of being a savior. And so if you have a lot of money left, I recommend blowing it all on Chase Edmonds if he's at all still available. And a lot of people had their waivers processed last night. But Edmonds is number 1 if available. Number 2, I would say, would be Ty Johnson. Now, the Lions could acquire Drake. I've heard some rumors, and that could put a damper on that. But I think Ty Johnson has a real good shot at being a really good contributor from a fantasy perspective while Kerryon Johnson's out. Mark Walton, the running back for the Miami Dolphins, is a guy to look at. Kenny Stills, the Houston Texans wide receiver, should fill the void created by Will Fuller getting hurt. And then, you got your other guys like Devontae Parker, Matt Moore, the QB for the Kansas City Chiefs, Cole Beasley, Darrell Henderson still available in a lot of leagues, and people are already, set to drop him, but you still don't know what's going on with Todd Gurley and Malcolm Brown not practicing still. So that tops it off, Russ. There may be guys available, and if there are, in the YouTube chat here, let us know if someone's available that I didn't mention, or if someone's on the text line, let us know. But for the most part, those are your typical available guys.
Well, for the Patrick Mahomes injury, what do you think about Matt Moore coming in? Matt Moore is a former starting NFL quarterback. He's always been kind of mediocre, never been anything great, but that's a good football team surrounding him in Kansas City that's supposed to have Sammy Watkins back this week. What do you think about Matt Moore as a potential free agent pickup for those who did lose Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, and I think it really depends on how how thin your waiver wire pool is. So if you're looking at potentially starting a Tannehill or a Moore, then of course I say grab Matt Moore, run him out there in hopes that offense is so potent. He has 270 yards and 2 or 3 TDs, even if he has an INT or whatever. I think that he's a sneaky good play for the Mahomes owner that's holding out hope that Mahomes maybe plays this week. I don't think he'll play this week. I think they sit him one more week, but I do think he has a really good shot at coming back after just the 1 week. That's just the nature of Pat Mahomes, his drive, his health. He's younger. He's going to heal quicker than the average bear that dislocates their knee. So I think that it's really a good move for somebody that has very little options because they can go into that exact game with that call. Now, I think a lot of people have pitted Matt Moore against like a Teddy Bridgewater or even a Drew Brees. That's been the most common 3 names that have been thrown at me in like a different variation of, hey, should I start Matt Moore or pick up Brees? Maybe he plays. Should I pick up Teddy Bridgewater or Matt Moore? So it becomes difficult because there's so many pros and cons to all those situations. You don't know if Brees is going to play. Probably won't, right? What's your sense on that topic?
I think that both Alvin Kamara and Drew Brees are not going to play this week. I think it's stupid for the New Orleans Saints to even entertain this idea of bringing either one back when neither one is close to 100%. Just because they might be at like 80%. Teddy Bridgewater is undefeated as a starter for the New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara is not necessary for New Orleans to go ahead and beat up on the Cardinals. Latavius Murray is perfectly capable of running all over the Arizona Cardinals. We saw him do it last year when he was with, I do believe, the Minnesota Vikings. He ran all over the Arizona Cardinals in a game for like $128 and 3 touchdowns, something ridiculous like that. I think that the New Orleans Saints are going to be smart about this, and right now it's just all a smoke screen to make sure that the Cardinals to prepare for both players.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I do think to answer your question, ultimately, it's Bridgewater is probably a better start if you're in that situation. But if you really have less options than that, Matt Moore is probably available, and he's a decent play for sure.
And something that I read was really surprising to me is that Kirk Cousins is only owned in about 50% of ESPN leagues. So Kirk Cousins is someone that if he's available on the waiver wire or on your free agent wire right now, he's got a great matchup against his former team, the Washington Redskins, tomorrow night. Granted, he doesn't have Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen's out for that game, but Kirk Cousins is on a tear, a 3-game tear that he's doing really well with. You could definitely do a whole lot worse than Kirk Cousins for a 1-week filler.
Yeah, and, Thursday nights are a killer, a fantasy killer, but I think that this could be one of those games where that doesn't necessarily apply. And, it could be a whole lot of running maybe, but I think that it's a good week to play Cousins. I think Washington's not going to contain that Vikings attack. And Cousins has been pretty good in the years past. I mean, he's had flashes of it at least. And so I was a little shocked at how bad he was playing. And he was owned in a lot of leagues and got cut. And that's why he's available now. Because people gave up on him at the wrong time. But yeah, I think Cousins could be okay from here on out, especially given that they figure things out with Diggs. You there, Russ? I'm not sure if Russ can hear us, but...
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 The Fanatic.
Need a place to catch all you...
Looks like we're on commercial break. I should have kept talking. I'm sure I was live and he was not. Cousins or Goff. I kind of go Cousins at this point. Are you worried about Chubb having one of the worst matchups ever? Am I worried about Chubb having one of the worst matchups ever? Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't be? But my question is, let me ask you this question, Seven. I'm curious of your response. Would you rather have Chubb or the New England Patriots defense moving forward rest of the season? We asked that question on the live, what was it, last night? And I was really shocked at how highly ranked. We played a game, New England Patriots defense and I was really shocked at a lot of the names people shot down over the New England Patriots. Like, so if I said this to you, let's play the game now. Would you rather have the New England Patriots defense moving forward or Nick Chubb? What would your answer be? Would you rather have the New England Patriots defense or any wide receiver not named Mike Thomas and DeAndre Hopkins? What wide receivers would you rather have over the New England defense? It's crazy. I'm not saying anybody's wrong by wanting New England as like a 10th overall, 8th overall player. But, man, I don't know. Can you ever think of starting Odell Beckham Jr. versus the Patriots? I mean, you could. You could. I got both Arizona and Detroit's backups off of the waiver wire today. That's great. Legion, Edmonds should not have been available. Juju or Sterling Shepard flex this week or McCoy? Juju. I go Juju. Man, I was wrong. About what, Oliver? I only want the Patriots defense if I... Oh, are we live? Hold on.
Used forklifts and related material handling.
Just making sure we didn't miss it here. Rick, are you I see people are upset. Rick, are you causing trouble? Don't cause trouble, Rick. Or the mods will take care of you. Kenyon Drake? Question mark. What about him? I don't know what's gonna happen with him. QB streamer in place of Lamar this week? No. Well, it depends who you have, your options. So, yeah, you got Lamar on a bye. So, you got Lamar on a bye. Let's see, are we on? We might be.
Good. Treat yourself, your friends, your family to Santisi Brothers.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to focus on this and your question. Your question is about streaming somebody over. So, not over Lamar in general, obviously, no, but this week he's on a bye. Tell me your options, and I'll tell you who I think you should stream. Looks like Edmonds is playing this week. Yeah, buddy, Brandon. Giving up Chark and Mixon for Patriots defense. Yeah, I guess I would, for sure.
Some benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. It's like the...
Okay, just making sure we're not live. Stream Stafford over who, though? Like, if that's who you have to play over Lamar, you're still not giving me the option of, like, Stafford or, you know what I mean? Like, Stafford would be a fine play over Lamar. Deshaun Jackson? I don't know. It's a good question. I feel like they're not updating us.
Enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation.
When are we going live? What's going on? This commercial's long. What do I think of Josh Gordon if he gets released? Does he go to a team? I don't know. I think Thomas, I think he lands somewhere, but it depends on where he goes. Your name, I don't know. Consider adding him back, but
from stainless steel
gas grills and smokers.
Depends who you have to drop. I don't know who you picked up. You start Hendy or Monty or Singletary at running back. I think you got to wait, Cat fan, until we get closer. So on the morning show, that might be a question, or the Saturday night show, because we just don't know how much Hendy's playing. We don't know what the game plan is for Monty. Every time we start Monty, he fails us, or Nagy fails us, I'd rather say. So I could tell you that they're going to change the game plan this week, but what if they don't? Singletary didn't do a lot, but I like him probably the most right now.
Sunday night NFL football. 1580 AM and 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Yeah. He is trying to pay the bills. Got a few. Gary's got a few. Brady or Cousins. I don't have time to answer them. I'm going live, but I'll say.
For the NFL, it's Super Bowl 54. I'm your host, Russ Bliss, live at Santee's Brothers Pizzeria and Sports Grill. Joined on the line, as we are every Wednesday night in the 7 o'clock hour, by our good buddy Smitty over at the FantasyFootballShow.com. He's got it up on YouTube. Smitty, right before I lost you, we were talking about some free agents that people can go out and target. You know, I want to throw a couple more names at you and get your opinion on them. Mark Walton of the Miami Dolphins seems to have eclipsed Kenyon Drake as the starter for the Dolphins. Didn't have a bad game against the Buffalo Bills, one of the better defenses, put up 66 yards on 14 carries. What do you think of Mark Walton as a potential free agent acquisition?
Yeah, and he was on that list, but we don't, he's on a bad offense, so it limits him a little bit, but he is a starting running back. And as we always say, Russ, as we said for 16 years, a starting running back's a starting running back. And he appears to be the guy. Now, who knows? Maybe they give him less work than one of the other running backs on the roster. But it looks like he's going to get double-digit carries moving forward as they test him out. And if he falters, they'll probably scale that back. But I imagine he'll be looking at least his 12 to 14 carries this week. And then we'll see what's what. Now, game flow often can take away that running back potential, no matter who's back there, because they're always throwing from behind and they're losing the Dolphins. So he's limited. I don't think he could ever soar and become some elite running back too, but maybe he's a flex option.
How about a guy that you've talked about the last couple of weeks, Benny Snell in Pittsburgh? James Conner probably is going to play this week, but Jalen Samuel's still out. Benny Snell for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Conner comes back and or if they start getting a big lead on the Miami Dolphins, don't you think it stands to reason that they're going to use a good bit of Benny Snell in the second half?
Yeah, I'd like to see a lot more Snell, and I think that he should be grabbed in a lot of leagues. He should be grabbed in leagues where you have a spot to burn, or you're holding onto a wide receiver that's never going to crack your lineup because you have 2 or 3 better bench options. Then I think scoop him up and wait, because his potential, if in there starting for the Steelers, is more than the potential of the wide receiver you're stashing that you'll never use, or your backup tight end that you'll never use. So I like him a lot. I think Snell, whoever's in that lineup, will be a top 5 to 10 running back per start if they're getting all the work. Now, if they committee it and do a running back by committee, then we could see a decline of whoever, both players that are playing. But I think Benny is going to be a guy that you want to have on your roster. Wait, and I don't think I'd use him this week, but I definitely would wait.
Hey, Smitty, how about some of the buy low, sell?
Yeah, some of the buy low, sell highs. Rusty, cut out there, so I'm just going to keep talking. I'm not sure if I'm over talking you. I apologize, but I'm going to assume that it cut out. But the buy lows, sell highs. Let's see here for this week. I'm going to kind of speak to moving forward. I'm going to say that Devontae Adams probably would be a guy that you could get really cheap right now, especially if he's not expecting to play in the next game or so. Then his owners are probably losing and ready to freak out, have knee-jerk reactions, and ready to trade him away. Mike Evans is still a good buy low, in my opinion. Juju Smith-Schuster is now buy free, and I know a lot of people are done with him. They're cutting the cord. They're absolutely done with Juju, and they're no longer going to invest or hope or value or auction dollars, whatever. If he's on waivers. But I, myself, with Mason Rudolph back, feel that Juju has the potential to still be a difference maker No, I don't believe he'll ever, with this offense, with this passing attack, the rotation of QBs, he could still be looking at, could ever reach the value you paid on draft day in 2019 in August. But I think he could certainly earn a value that far, far outweighs the value you're going to have to put in to get him in a trade right now. So I think he's a very good buy low. Another good buy low for me heading into this week for the rest of the season would be at running back. I would say Alvin Kamara, because people are still freaking out. They want it. They know the bye week's coming up, and I think they want to potentially win some games, get rid of him for. I've heard a lot of lowball offers come my way through sleeperu.com on my Ask Smitty feature, and the offers I have to send people away saying don't trade Kamara at that, and their response is a legitimate response, and I feel for them. They say something along the lines of, again, can't hear you, Russ, so I'm going to keep talking. I'm not sure if you're cut out, and I'm not. If not, I'm still providing the content for my people, but I'll keep at it until I hear you. But I think a lot of the offers that people come to me, they're like, hey, should I get rid of Kamara for X, Y, and Z? And all those players combined don't even come close to the value of Kamara. I understand why they're doing it. They need a win. They're not making the playoffs if they don't win the next 2 out of 3 games. And so they're just ready to make any kind of move they can make. These are the owners that own Kamara out there. And if you don't own Kamara, go take a stab and try and push that owner who's in that spot to give up something that they really don't want to give up. You still there, Russ? I'm not sure. I'll keep talking. All right. I haven't been hung up on, so I assume I'm live, rolling. The other players I'd say buy low on would be the buy low opportunity on Aaron Rodgers. That ship has sailed. Buy low on Pat Mahomes if you can. I know no one's going to sell him totally cheap, but you might be able to trade, especially if you're in a situation where I had one person email me through my Ask Smitty feature, and they couldn't get rid of Lamar Jackson, and they had who was it? Deshaun Watson. And so they have Deshaun Watson and they have Lamar Jackson. And all year long, they've been trying to get rid of Lamar Jackson because they have these 2 QBs. They want to improve their lineup. They couldn't pull it off. No one would take a stab and give anything of note for Lamar Jackson. So what I recommended that owner do is go trade Lamar Jackson for Pat Mahomes, because that Pat Mahomes owner is going to see that value differently. And then now you have a new trading piece to mix into the equation. Yeah, maybe you still don't get rid of either one of your QBs, but the odds are highly likely that you've mixed things enough up that you can then create these new trade offers and these new ideas, which you've gone the distance with what you had. No one's wanting to trade. You've exhausted your opportunities. So you go and trade for Mahomes using that extra QB. There's so many ways to buy low, sell high. Then you can trade Mahomes or keep Mahomes. But those are my buy lows that I'd probably, heading into week. I still don't have any audio on you, Russ, so I'm just going to keep going. Guys I'd sell Fournette on the high, but only on the high. Other guys I'd sell would be Carson, but again, only on the high. I am not going to buy Carson or sell Carson low or buy Carson super high. Same thing with Fournette. But I think that these guys can earn you a lot via trade. I think I worry a little bit about Aaron Jones. I worry a little bit about Derrick Henry, both staying healthy. I do worry a little bit about Nick Chubb, but I don't sell him low. I only sell him high. When I say only high and not low, it means I still believe in the player. I just am thinking now is the time to maybe try and trade laterally into a safer player, a player I perceive to be safer. And you can do package deals where you maybe trade into a Saquon Barkley using your James Conner and wide receiver. And I'm going to... I'm not sure if we're still there. Okay. Given that I haven't gotten hung up on from CBS, I'm going to keep rolling. And let me find my phone, actually, and see if Russ is messaging me. I will also say... I don't see a text. Russ, text me if you can hear me. What do we do with Odell Beckham Jr.? That's a great question, Kevin. And the answer to that is you start him with fear this week against the Patriots, but I think he's bye week free. I think he has the potential to be a top 5 to 10 wide receiver moving forward. I think this week is not the week to test that theory out. But, maybe he does something. Maybe he gets a touchdown. Maybe he has 40 yards and a score. It's possible. But I think moving forward from that point, he's bye week free. He may be a guy to target via trade after this week if he struggles against the Patriots, because people will just kind of associate that struggle with his whole entire season and say, man, I need to get rid of this guy for something while I can. People that own Odell Beckham Jr., people that own Juju Smith-Schuster, people that own Kamara, people that own really a lot of these guys that you're attacking via buy low approach are struggling to get wins, because that's why they're losing. These guys have not performed to expectation. And if you believe, like in Odell Beckham Jr.'s case, that talent will survive, he will have a better second half, then you're probably going to get him at a steal because the owner is losing. So that's kind of my recommendation there. Would you trade Dak and McLaurin for Odell? Dak and McLaurin for Odell. That's a tough one. It depends, Michael, who your QB is. So if you could hit me back with that information. McLaurin I like a lot, but he will be up and down. And I think Odell has the potential to be a top 10 wide receiver moving forward after this game. Russ said to sell high. Is Russ, can you hear him? I'm going to disconnect and see if they'll call me back. If we are live on CBS Sports Radio, we're going to go to a commercial break right now. I'm not sure if I was even live on CBS. Okay. Let me message Russ and tell him to call me on my cell. All right. I don't know. Did you hear what happened, Seven, when it disconnected? Get Devontae Adams for Coleman? Yes, do that. Just Russ right now. I don't know what happened. I'm waiting. They haven't called my cell. Someone just dropped Tyler Boyd, Rico. Yeah, I'd pick him up. It depends on who you drop. Smitty, is Dalvin Cook and Monty enough value for Kamara and Josh Jacobs? Why would you trade Dalvin Cook, Gaming? No way. Keep Dalvin Cook. Don't trade Dalvin Cook. Don't trade him. I'd rather have Dalvin Cook than Jacobs and Kamara right now, because Kamara's hurt. Kamara might miss 2 games out of that. I don't like that at all. If Kamara were full go, that'd be different, but Kamara might be gone for 2 more games, 2 more starts. It's a lot. I think I saw a super chat roll through. I apologize. Jason. Pick 2. 10-team PPR. Godwin, Evans, Brown, Adams. I go with Godwin and Evans because Adams probably isn't even, healthy. And John Brown I like a lot. I do. But I think Evans and Godwin are your guys to go with. Johnny won last week without Kamara, Adams, or Chubb. You should buy a lottery ticket, Johnny. That's correct. Yeah, losing Carry-On sucks. Make sure you grab Ty if available. Hey, Smitty, what's up? I just traded Kareem Hunt, Calvin Ridley, and Nick Bosa for Julio Jones in my Dynasty League. I plan on parlaying this and trade Julio and Breda for Mike Thomas. I like it. I think that's good work. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Our phones died in the studio working on to get it. Okay. No worries. We were still live. We're like the Red Zone channel. We don't do commercials. Top 5 running backs and wide receivers rest of season, Smitty. Let's do it. McCaffrey, 1. I think Cook's got to be 2 right now. I wanted to say that Zeke could compete with him, and Zeke probably can, but you just got to put Cook 2. Zeke and Barkley, I go Zeke myself. Barkley 4. So we're back to having those guys, top 4. It's been that way all year. Now, is it Chubb? Is it Kamara? I think given that Kamara's out games, you have to go Chubb next. David Johnson's not in that mix. Lev Bell is kind of there, but I think he's like 1 or 2 spots lower. Eckler, Sutton for Kamara, and Ridley. Eckler's tough, man, Lenny. I don't know. I don't want to doubt him, man, and he's doing so well. So well. Thanks, Rico. Rico says he loves the channel. Well, Rico, the channel loves you. Put Rico's nice comment on the screen there. Thanks, Rico. Fly says, thoughts on Singletary and Miles Sanders both riding my bench along with Monty. I like Singletary a little more. I think Monty has the most potential if they gave him the ball, but they're not giving him the ball. So he's right now he's like just nothing but a disappointment, and it's not his fault. Henry says, Barkley. Yeah, Barkley is right there. You could argue Barkley at 2. You could argue him at 1. You could say that Barkley could outscore McCaffrey moving forward. I wouldn't say that. I think McCaffrey's earned that spot. Barkley, Cook, Elliott, you can't. There's no on that, Henry. Those are all very arguable. Anybody wanted Barkley number 2 or 1, I would be all for it. Anybody wanted Zeke number 2 or 1, I'd be all for it. Those 4 are amazing. Those 4 are awesome. And it's crazy that Kamara's not in that mix. Damn it, Kamara. Phones are down. It's okay, we're done with CBS for today. So it's all Q&A. It's all, the rest is you guys. Let me answer these questions on screen and then we'll get to it. Ozzy, Super Chat. I was offered Lev Bell for Chris Carson. Should I take it? Worried about Carson's rest of season schedule. I take Lev Bell myself, but I would not blame anyone for liking Carson more. It's arguable, no question about it. You could argue this left and right. Got a few, Brady or Cousins. I think I answered this earlier, but I put it on the screen because I was going to ask it on the show. I think I'd go Brady, man. I lean Brady, but I'd be very tempted to go Cousins. And I might have wavered on that even. I may have started to answer Cousins, but I just feel like Brady. I'm leaning Brady. Smitty, thoughts on Kenny Golladay or Evans? Already answered that, Mike Evans, but you're not crazy to like Golladay more. Smitty, you only have 3 thumbs up. That's not true. We have 68, but we should have more because 147 people are in this room. And we only have 68 of you thumbing up. I wish there was the bird. You could at least give the bird. I was offered Mark Ingram for Lev Bell. I keep Lev Bell. Trade Henry for Evans or Odell. I trade Henry for Evans. Evans is a very safe, I think, top 5 to 7 running back or wide receiver. Brown hasn't practiced, says Rick. Malcolm Brown, that's correct. Vance McDonald or Olsen, I don't know, man. Or Goddard. Goddard might be the guy to. Thank you for the thumbs up. They came flooding in a little bit there. Appreciate it. How bad is the DJ injury? Rico, we don't know, unfortunately. I wish we had more information, but they're keeping us in the dark. Does anybody really anticipate that coaching staff, after what they pulled on Sunday, they're going to update us properly? Hell no. They're not. They're not going to update. Ozzy, thank you for the super chat. Smitty, I hate David Johnson, man, says Brett. Brett, I feel you. I wouldn't be as mad at him as I would be Coach Cliff King's bury the news in the sand. But we should know a little more as we head into the week. Can you answer my question from before? Parker, that doesn't help me right here, where I don't see your question, and I have literally 100 questions above. So ask it again, pal. Diggs, Kelsey, Ty Johnson, Marvin Jones for Kamara. Diggs, Kelsey, Ty. That's a lot, man. I'd probably rather have Diggs and Kelsey right now because Kamara's not playing for the potentially the next 2 games. Parker, can you answer my question from earlier? Parker, again, that doesn't help me. I don't see the question in front of me, and I can't scroll up looking for your question. I wish I had the time, but I don't want to ignore everybody else while I go searching for one question, 100 questions up. Dude is glass, says Brett. Smitty, I hate Damian Williams. I don't blame you. Smitty, I have Hendy Truther, like yourself, still own him in a few shares. The breakout is coming. I believe so, Lenny. And even if it doesn't happen, it's not necessarily, it's our fault for assessing the situation in his environment wrong. That is on us, and that will be on us, and I'll take the oopsie on that. But I think I'm not wrong about his talent being there. I promise you, the guy is elite. Shout out to Canada, says Ryan. With Jalen Ramsey. Where's Seclan? Seclan, did you leave? Joseph, wipe my feet. Now answer, please. Jared Cook or Herndon this week for tight end. I go Jared Cook. Keep Kamara or trade. Thank you for wiping your feet. Him with another player for top 4 running back. Yeah, I'd trade him with another player for a top 4 running back. Depends on what the player is, but I'd definitely take that approach and get those 2 games back that you're going to miss with Kamara being out probably this week and the bye week. Now, if you're trading for a guy that has a bye week down the road, then it's really 1 game. You could look at it like, because you're going to trade for a guy that has a bye as well. Smitty, can you read my mind and answer my question? Sure. MT. Smitty, what TV show should I start watching tonight as soon as I get off of the show? MT, that's a great question. And the answer to that is Succession on HBO. And you can get an HBO Go trial membership. And then you can, I think there's like 10 or there's 20 total episodes in season 1 and 2. You can marathon that bad boy. And I promise you, it's the raunchiest, most sophisticated raunch that I've seen on TV in a long, long time. It is freaking unbelievable. Parker, there's your question. Seclan's question and Parker's question. I'll drag them on screen. So, MT, thank you for the question. It was a fantastic question. Go watch Succession on HBO. If you haven't watched Banshee on Amazon Prime, Banshee, go watch that. Doobie knows what I'm talking about. But, Doobie, if you haven't seen Succession, get on that, Doobie. If you're okay with the raunchiness, I think you are because you watched Banshee. But Succession is unbelievable writing. Such an amazing writing. It's so raunchy, but just genius writing. The casting is unbelievable. I don't think there's been a better casting job than like Friends or Seinfeld. It's freaking unreal. Parker, sorry, I tried to delete the second time and I asked you to answer the answer. But should I do DJ for Bell? I trade DJ for Bell. We don't know. Bad news could drop on DJ at any moment, dude, and you could be left with nothing. You could be left with your pants down. And at least Bell is like right there anyways. Or DJ and Cup for Kamara. Kamara's hurt. So I did answer this question already. So Parker, you're yelling at me, and I did talk about this. Maybe I didn't finish it. I don't know. But my wide receivers are Julio and Hopkins, says Parker. Parker, go get Bell. Could he bust on you? Are there risks? Yeah, but, dude, I think you get out of that DJ situation. And Bell's got a pretty good schedule moving forward. Maybe you're able to get something else for him. Succession is awesome. Z-Man with Jalen Ramsey going against Boyd. Auden Tate over Crowder and Sammy. Yeah, probably. Always wipe my feet. Start 2 full PPR. Sutton, John Brown, Keenan Allen. I go Keenan Allen and I go Brown, but I'm very tempted to go Sutton now that he's been kind of like anointed the future. But still, I like John Brown a lot. Boar on the floor. Yeah, that's funny. Connor and Edmonds for Fournette. Fournette owners also have the... Oh, Seclan, you had a question on here. I pulled it onto my screen. Who do I flex, Edmonds or Montgomery? You go Edmonds, bro, all day long, all day long, all day long. All day long, Seclan, all day. Sipping on gin and juice and Dr. Pepper. I hate how bad the Jets' offense is. I don't blame you. Rico says, watching Succession tonight, I'm trusting your greatness. Rico, you think my advice has been great so far. You're going to come back and tell me, give it a second. Like, I remember I watched on Succession, I watched the first 10 minutes, and I ended up switching it and going to another series and binging something else, and I put it off for like a while. And I kept hearing, you got to watch Succession. I'm like, okay, I'll go watch it again. Dude, I was hooked after the end of the first episode. I was absolutely hooked. By the end of the second episode, I was so freaking hooked. Rico, you're going to come back and tell me, not only, Smitty, do I love this channel, like Rico's comment that we have pinned right here. Rico's going to go, you are a Jedi of TV show knowledge. Rico, mark my words. And Doobie, if you haven't watched it, you can get a free HBO Go trial membership for like 7 days and blast through Succession and be caught up. And by the next live or two, you'll be like, Smitty, it's amazing. It's such a good show. I'm like sad. You know when you binge a show and you're used to watching like 3 a night and it's over? I'm so depressed right now. I'm like going into a mini little Succession depression. And I'm a little bit pissed off. Let me get to the other screen here. So, Week 8 risers, I'll leave that on screen. Chase Edmonds and Ty Johnson. NFL trades from yesterday and signings. Alfred Morris signs with AZ, so did Zener. That means DJ might have something bad going on, and everybody needs to start reacting to that now. Be proactive. Don't be holding, you know what, with your pants down when the news rolls in that DJ's got some season-ending surgery he's got to have. I'm not saying that'll happen. I'm not saying sell them cheap. I'm just saying, like with the question I just got asked earlier, do you trade DJ for Lev Bell? That's a very good way to slip out of the DJ conversation and say, I no longer have to deal with you, Mr. David Johnson. And not to mention, when David Johnson comes back, is he really going to be getting enough carries to warrant owning over a Bell, who's going to get all the carries, even if he's on a crappy offense? I'm taking Bell. And could I live to regret that? Maybe. But I'd rather be safe, step into a guy I rank 1 or 2 spots lower if both are healthy. Andrew, Smitty, trade Matt Ryan, McLaurin, and 49ers for Keenan Allen, full PPR. I take Keenan Allen. Austin Eckler for Hunter Henry. If you need a wide receiver, Richard, that's not bad, but I like Eckler more value-wise. Henry is always getting hurt. Always. Henry getting hurt is like Delaney Walker, Jordan Reed, all those guys getting hurt. Ben Watson. How long's Ben Watson going to last? Come on. Like 3 games? Give me a break. He'll be out for the year in a week or 2. I've added Succession to the watch list. Smitty Doobie says, Doobie, this is more important than fantasy football right now, that you do what you're talking about right here. Succession will improve your life. Such an amazing show. HBO should be reaching out to me for the free promotion I'm doing and become a sponsor of the show. That and IBC cream soda, which I haven't drank on the show in a while. I need to go pick some up tonight. DJ for Connor. I probably, even though I don't like Connor a ton because I worry about him staying healthy, which I feel like I've been proven right on that point. He's been hurt all year. He keeps playing, though. I still trade DJ for Connor. I do. And then I pick up Benny Snell, and I make sure I lock that down. I go pick up Snell and Jalen Samuels if I make that trade to avoid being in a situation that you're currently in right now with DJ, where you have DJ, you probably don't have Edmonds, am I right? If you have Edmonds, don't trade him. Keep him. Trade DJ for Connor, and then go pick up Samuels and Benny Snell to be safe, or at least Benny Snell, and secure yourself. Connor and Edmonds for Fournette. You know what? No. I'd rather have Connor and Edmonds over Fournette by a long mile, Ray. By a long mile. I get it. People love Fournette right now. He's been doing well. I don't trust him. I don't trust Connor all that much, but I trust him more than I trust Fournette, especially given you can probably go get Benny Snell and Jalen Samuels and lock down that Pittsburgh Steelers rushing attack no matter what, where you can't do that with Fournette. You could get Armstead, but what's Armstead going to do? You know, he could be okay. I mean, I definitely grab him if you're a Fournette owner. He could be okay. But I love whoever's starting in Pittsburgh if there's one man. If it's a one-man show, trade Aaron Jones and Joe Mixon for Fournette. A lot of these Fournette and Mixon questions. Aaron Jones, Fournette. I probably... Aaron Jones and Mixon. I probably rather have Fournette right now, but that's tough, man. Watch Big Mouth on Netflix. I will, Michael. I'll add it to the queue. I hate to do this speed round. Make sure you keep your questions like 1 sentence in length, maybe 1.5. If I see a paragraph, I'm skipping it because I need to roll fast as we are out of here. So, speed round. Read my message, Smitty. Post it again real quick, Seclan, because I can't scroll up. We're in speed round. Why would I handcuff 2 scrubs and I got Connor? Because of what I just said, Kills. That combination guarantees you a starter. It's more important than a backup receiver that you'll never play. Juju, McLaurin, Boyd, pick 1. I go Juju. Benny Snell. Get him now while he's free. That's right, Jay. Read my message. I can't. I'm in speed round. Seclan, you got to post it again. Mahomes, limited practice today. Yes, that's true. Lockett for Odell. I'd rather have Lockett right now. It sounds crazy, but I would. DJ and Melvin Gordon for Le'Veon Bell. God, I don't know. It feels like too much, but try and get out of DJ. Still make a trade. Oh, it's on the screen. Thanks, Seclan. Seclan's like, read my question. I'm like, where is it? It's right on the screen. All right, you know what? Just for that, I'm going to go one more round of the music. Chase Edmonds or Breda. Come on, Paul! Paul!
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Paul? Now watch Breda go crazy this week. And Paul is going to be back here going, Smitty, I lost my league. I sat Breda, who had 5 TDs, and Edmonds was shut down. Seclan, I was eating dinner while watching your stream, and I had soup and Greek bread. And my snacks right now are iced vanilla espresso and M&Ms. Seclan, snacks with Seclan is what we're calling that segment. And just so you know, hold on. So much to do and tell you. Who wants to get on my Discord? It might be something that I charge for, to do like a one-on-one type thing. But right now you can get on for free. And it's to grow it and build it up. So I'm going to send you all a link right now. Let's see here. Invite. And save and copy this link. Invite. Why can't I copy it? Share. Okay. So I think I got it. Let me put it on here. Who wants to be in the Discord? Right here. In case that message it goes too fast as you guys answer questions. I'll post it a couple times too. But go to this link, this invite to Discord. You can join my Discord. And basically what it is like a chat room, a series of chat rooms, and you can ask your fantasy questions there. It's just another social media type platform. Jordan's asking a super chat, delaying the outro music. Smart man, Jordan. Would you trade Aaron Robinson for Odell? I would take Odell. And by the way, just so you know, this is a new rule in the show. If I get a $5 super chat or more, I restart the music each time. Sanu startable. I got Thielen out and Kirk and Hollywood Brown banged up. Yeah, it depends on your options. But I think he's definitely startable if the word is that he's going to play a good amount, and we still need to kind of hear on that. So thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Jake. And if you have any options you can throw at me over Sanu, Jake, that might help. Mixon or Coleman. You got to go Mixon at this point, but start trying to trade him still. You stay on Sleeper U for your chatting. Definitely continue to do that, Doobie. But if you do want to get into Discord, there it is. Okay, speed round. Is Odell Beckham Jr. a wide receiver 2? I think he is the rest of the year, but not this week. This week he's like a flex play at best, playing New England. Trade Brandon Cooks for David Montgomery. I think Cooks has a little bit better value, but could Montgomery eventually be used properly? Maybe, but that's a maybe. Use the waiver wire on Hollywood Brown. Yeah, I like Hollywood. Pick up Pollard or Snell. I pick up Snell. Unless you own Zeke, you pick up Pollard. Edmonds or Allen Robinson. Take a lap, Ray. Watch Allen Robinson go nuts and Edwards do nothing. That's the way it goes. But Ray, I'm going to say almost take a lap worthy question because I love Edmonds if he's starting. Is Odell a wide receiver 2? Austin, I already took care of that one for you. Trade Brandon Cooks, already took care of that one for you. Stat line for Edmonds, Clan. 110 total yards and a touchdown. 4 receptions. Josh Gordon is a Dolphin next week, says MT. Let's see. Bell or Carson? Bell. Trade Henry for Melvin Gordon and Shepard. I take Henry. Marvin Jones for Mixon. Probably even, bro, at this point. Marvin Jones looked good. Mixon's looked like Shiat. But I feel like maybe Mixon has a little bit more appeal. But that's me. All right. If any super chats roll in when I close out, I will address them. Email me at sleeperu.com if that happens, and I'll take care of you. Because sometimes that happens when I'm hitting this button here. And then I see when I'm like, no! And I can't get to you. Later, guys. Appreciate all of you. Don't forget to join me probably tomorrow night, but definitely Saturday night. I have Dr. Raj back on, and every Sunday morning, 1 hour before kickoff. And, of course, like tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday night, we go on CBS Sports Radio. Dalvin Cook or Ty Johnson. Give me a break, Clan!